Hello everyone. It's Nan. And today, as I mentioned in my last flip through video of this gorgeous little chunky monkey, hunky, sturdy, hefty, whatever you want to call it. I love it. Today I'm going to take you through a process video on how to make one of these step by step and show you also some of the other ones I made. So stick with me. I hope you're all doing good. It's cold out. Stay warm. And enjoy your holidays with your family, friends. And without further ado, let's get going. Okay, some basic material that you're going to need to create your journal. Some thread, whether it's wax or upholstery or yarn. Something that will hold that signature together, sturdy. Glue, I'm going to use extra strength Craft Bond Elmer's glue stick. Works perfect, and I use it liberally so my material does not come off. Plus a little stitching around the outer part of it works, which that's what I'm going to do with my journals from here on in when it comes to these raggedy journals. Piece of ribbon, optional. Material, use whatever material you like. I really like this one a lot, so you're going to need 2 pieces of that. So you might want to have maybe, I think, about a half a yard of material, if I'm not mistaken. But you're going to need plenty to cover the front and the back of the journal. Also, a long piece. This is going to be the closure. And on the end, you will be adding the dangle. So that's how long that one is. And the longer the better, because as your journal grows, that closure is going to get shorter. So the longer the better. Scissor and all to puncture your holes into the signature. Pencil. I'll show you why. And jewelry pliers. I have these 2. I will also show you why you may need those. A bulb pen, and if you do not have a bulb pen, my suggestion, which I've already done that with this journal, and the last one is, if you have an earring that's missing another earring, you can actually use that to continually add on to that one to make your dangle. So that's where these come in. A clip for the top, and I will show you my book one more time so that you get an idea of how it looks basically. And the bag. This one's from Trader Joe's. You can get one from your grocery store. Why not recycle those bags? This book has turned out to be strong, hefty. It's going to last. It didn't fall apart. I added lots and lots of glue. This one does not have stitching, but I'm going to show you at the end a few that I've already created so that you can get an idea that the books that I'm gifting to certain people, it actually has stitching. It has the corner protectors. It's pretty sturdy. This one does have no stitching, and there is a video on this, and you'll find it on the link below. I'll leave the link below so that you can click on it if you'd like to see the flip through on this video. And I did add the clip here with this little cluster that I made, and added the date on here. That's optional, just like the lace here is optional. The ribbon or lace, whatever you decide to put, even if it's another color material that you want to add on the end there for protection, that's optional, not necessary. So without further ado, let's get this baby going. To make this simpler for myself, I actually used my Midori Traveler's Notebook to create some of the ones I have, and I also used a book. And all I did was I folded the bag, placed the book as such, and just traced the outline of whatever size book you may have handy. You have your outline for your journal, and it can be any size. It could be longer, it can be wider, and it works perfectly fine. I used my Fiskars paper cutter to cut it out, because of course it'll give me a straighter line. So this is what I have now. So that's where I start. Glue in hand, put something underneath so that you're protecting your surface. And what I did was, I'm just gonna pretend I'm putting the glue on there. Liberally. You can use a brush, and maybe if it's Elmer's liquid glue, and brush it on. But I feel that the liquid glue seeps through the material, and this does not. And no matter how much I added onto it, it did not seep through the material. So I just went ahead and I put it all over. If you want, just start with a portion, put a piece of the material on and hold it up, and then keep going, and then you could just, as a matter of fact, I used my, oops, sorry. And I just rubbed right over the material to make sure that it was flat and that there were no bubbles whatsoever. This bone folder really works well. If you don't have it, of course, you can use a plastic ruler to go across. Or, and if you don't have a ruler, maybe some type of a plastic card, and go over it with a plastic card. So lots of glue on that. So this is what it looks like once you have the cover covered with the material. It's beautiful. And as a matter of fact, for this particular one, I don't have just one piece of paper bag. I glue two together. And this is what it looks on the other side. So when the material is on there, let me just show you. Let's pretend this is the front cover, and this is the material. You're going to cut the edge of the four corners. Snip. And then what you're going to do is you're going to start folding the four corners first. Glue them on. So I took glue, put it on the bag, and folded in the four corners after I snipped them. All four corners. And then you start applying your glue as such. Once the corners are there, just apply the glue in this manner. And like I said, the more the better. And these do make great last minute gifts once you're doing it with your heart and you're actually creating something really nice. And then just fold it over. And if you have this area sticking up, just add a little bit of glue like this on the edge of it, and it will fold down as such. And that is the front cover, all done. You should close it, and you keep adding. It's going to look real pretty. So what you want to do too, once you glue it down, on this edge, here I have it flushed in with the bag. So what you're going to do is you're going to take it and you're going to pull up as tight as you can so that that edge does not stick out. And then just come over and do this to it a little bit. Oh, there's going to have corner protectors, but still. Something I want to do to make sure that the corners were nice and flushed with the paper bag. And that is the cover. So next process will be to add the inside and cut it to size. Don't forget that you have to, when you cut out the first piece, add 1/2 inch on each side. That's what's going to give you your inner flap. On the other book that I created, I didn't do this process on there. I just cut the material to size on both sides. That's why I had the fraying all around the outer side of the book. So here, let me sit so I can get a better grip of this. What I'm going to do is, you're going to be liberal with this glue. If you want that to stick very snug and not come off. If you have a sewing machine, your best bet is, yes, give it a stitch around the cover once you've glued everything down and let it dry just a little bit. So I'm going to do one side first because I want that to fall exactly where I need it to fall. And the good thing is you can stretch the material. Let's get this on there right. There we go. There we go. That's the good thing about that glue. If you need to lift it up again, because it's not going on straight, it's a forgiving glue. And I'm not using the one where you can, how do they call it? Repositional glue. I'm not using repositional glue. And I can still lift it up if not happy with it the way that it looks. I can still lift it up and it works. You may have to add a little bit more on again, but it's worth it in the end. And you can pretty much make these with anyone you want too. You can have a little crafting tea party. Make it with friends. With your child. And voila. If you happen to go over on the edge, all you need to do is snip. Snip that piece off. Okay, so let me get my little tool here and press down. Get all those air bubbles out. Let me cover this so my glue does not dry. And as you can see, it's coming out on this side and it's easy. Just go ahead and snip very straight. Might need to do a little more. Let's see here. Let me turn it at an angle. Might be easier that way. There we go. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this over to my sewing machine, give it a once over stitch, and I will come back and we will continue on to our next process. So I did jump ahead of myself a little bit. Before I sew this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually open it up again. What you need to do first before you put the inside cover on is add the closure. So I had glued it down, but since it did not dry, I just lifted it up. I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of glue under there. And things like these do happen. I will add it, center it from here to here. And that is attached. So when you wrap your closure around your journal, you are going to have that pretty look. So now I will go and give it a stitch around the what I have done so far. I've gone ahead and added 3 of the corner protectors, and I did stitch around the outer part, and you can see it's also on the inner part. 3 of the corner protectors, and those are Tim Holtz corner protectors, which are my favorite so far. And I'm going to show you how I add that. So you take the corner protector, you flush it with the book. What I do first is I press down the corners. It's not enough because it does slip out. I don't have a piece of cloth with me, so I'm going to go ahead and use a paper towel, and it works just as well. Just fold it over. And squeeze hard. Okay, then I'm going to do the same thing on this side. I'm going to, and sometimes what I like to do is I'll just tap it lightly so that it goes all the way in, just to make sure. And then squeeze hard on there. I honestly forget what this is called, so I'm baffled by that one. It's just some kind of plier. I know that it cuts. That's what I'm using. And the corners are adhered. And they protect this book. And you know what this reminds me of? You know how you're invited to some semi-casual occasion party, whatever, and you put on a pair of jeans, but you put on a dressy shirt and your best earrings, or your best tie, or your best anything, your jewelry, and the one thing that's not dressy are your jeans. This is what that reminds me of. A bag journal with some nice tips that give it that semi-casual look. I love it. So I did, this is on there, where you're going to tie around your journal, your closure. And you don't have to do it straight across. You can just, you know, do it at an angle, bring it over. And like I said, the longer it is, the shorter it's going to get as the journal gets bulky. And then your dangle there. I love it. And then you just add on the extras, which I'm going to show you in just a second. Before I go on to the next step, actually I want to show you the insert that I created. I put all my papers together, cut down to size. This is a little clothing tag. Thought it was cute. The color sort of matched the inside signature cover. Added a little lace ribbon there, and this is washi coming down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to press it against the cover, and I am going to add a clip on here so it holds it in place, because now what needs to get done is the signature needs to get sewn into the journal. So next step is to just create the holes. Bring that flap down. It'd be easier if you do it that way. Push through. As you can see, the awl is coming through. That's my first one in the middle. Then I'm going to go up here and create my next one. And this is going to be a 3 pamphlet stitch. Easy stitch. And as you make more and more journals, this becomes so familiar and so easy. You might not even need the clips. So I have my 3 holes there. And now what I'm going to do is I took the string and I measured. I went 1, 2, 3. Let me get my needle is here somewhere. Here it is. Okay. We're going to go through that middle hole first. Right down, and there it goes. Might be a little tight. Yeah, the needle's too big. So I need to get a thinner needle. I got the thinner needle. I'm just going through very easy. Hold on to a piece of that thread. Don't push it all through. Now you're going to come in through the top hole. And I'm hoping this will go in very easily. And as such, it has. And then what you're going to do is, this is what I like to do when I put my signatures in. I wrap that around my pinky so that I can go in at an angle. It will go in at an angle, and very easy. There we go. And it will pull in through just fine as you're holding this one. Then you're going to go in through your bottom hole. Easy peasy. Bottom hole. Okay. Go under here. And what I like to do is, let me take this off first. Then I will remove both clips so that when I pull tight on the string, this baby will stay where it's supposed to. And I did 1 knot, 2 knot, and 3 for good measure. That's optional. That is optional. You can leave it as is, or my scissor has gone. Oh, here it is. Cut it, and your signature is sewn in. Look at that. Mine, on my small journal, the papers met the end of the journal, so as it opened up, they popped out. But I gave it enough space there so that when when it grows, the pages won't pop out. So that is that. We're well on our way. My closure's on. And now to give you a little tip about my little dangly, which I have a set of old earrings that belong to my mom. I have the Arc of Triumph from France. And I have a little feather here to remind me of Psalm 91. And you can just pretty much add whatever you want on there. So what I did to get that like that without a ball pin, I have a ball pin on another book, but I used an old earring. All you have to do is tie a knot on the end of your closure, slip the earring through here. I don't know if it's going to do it this one, but let me see if it works. Yes, it went right through. Slip it through, and that's where you're going to use your hand to wrap it around here. But then as you reach there, you're going to need your tool to tighten it around this area here. And that will stay on very snug. And then with this loop, you can continue to add other stuff. And even on the bottom loop, as I did here, just continue to add. If I wanted to, I could even leave that there. But that's not the one I intended for that. But if I want to, I can leave that one there also. So that's how you create the dangly, the dangle. And your signatures in. These are some of the papers that I added to it. Macala. This is from Somerset Studio or Daphne's Diary. I've had it for a while, so I can't remember right now. The material from Hobby Lobby. Tim Holtz and Protectors Hobby Lobby. Washi from Hobby Lobby. Paper Studio. And you can use whatever you want on there. This is from a piece of clothing. I just like the color and I thought, perfect, I'll add it. Paper Studio paper. Old calendars that I added in there. Coffee dyed paper. Maps. I'd have to look on the other side of that one. And there it goes. Customer order sheet. This is from a children's book. I have some tracing paper. Children's songs from a flute book. This one's from Flow magazine. So you can just add just about any paper that you want in your book. Macala, anything, newspaper, telephone book, just about anything you can find that you can write on or create on, and that becomes a surface for you in your journal. So now I'm just going to show you. Let me wrap this around. And these are very pretty to give or make for yourself or just share with someone. Thank you gift. Here, thank you for being so kind, or spread some love around. I found a tag. This is a clothing tag. And I decided I just wanted to decorate something on it. I can't remember. What is this? This is Gypsy Blue. I'm not sure what I purchased, if it was a scarf. I have no idea. And I just layered. I created a cluster here. I put Traveler, F for France, and then little bits and pieces from some of the Tim Holtz paper packs that I have and other stuff that I gathered. And I used the clip to add that right on the top of my journal. And that's optional too. You don't have to. That is optional. I just thought it looked really nice. And then on this one, I'm not going to put the month on the outside of the book. Most likely I will be labeling the inside. And now all that's left is, I'm not even sure. I'm going to remove this for now. I just wanted you to get an idea. Is this. That is optional. I don't think I'm going to use it. But it gives it a pretty look. You can add any type of ribbon or lace on there that you want. And cut a piece of material this size and add it there too. But I don't think I'm going to add it on there. I'm going to omit that part. But that is my take on a bag journal. The other one I called Raggedy because it really did look raggedy. Now that this one's done, I'm going to show you 2 more of all the others that I've created in this manner. There's this one, and here's a dangly, and like I said, it's an earring, And you could just keep adding and make it as long as you like, short as you like. And on some of them, the tie, the closure is on the front. I chose to do that one in the back. Some are front, some are back. And on this one, I added an extra layer of material onto the front cover to make 2 pockets. So let me just show you the inside. I can also add something here if I want. This one does not have a clip or anything on the top. It just needs a few more tips, a few more things on it. And again, adding all types of goodies in there. Some of my own paintings, magazine, jelly prints, maps, Somerset Stamping Company, actually. The Stamping Company paper. Paper bag, botched up music, jelly print that I had done. I'm adding that in there also because you can really create with those two and make something pretty out of it. So that's that one. If I choose to add a clip on it, I can. On the top, it does have a pocket. I don't want to add too much on all of them. So they're all going to take a different look. And it's just a matter of, I guess, enjoying what you're doing at the same time. Just getting the feeling of how you want your final product to look. So that's 2. And winter, we're in winter. And it's cold. And it's snowing. And January is going to be worse. I did not want, this is what I wanted to create for January for myself. I added a plate on there. And there is my tie. And on this one, I chose no dangle. So they're all different. I love the sea. And I did add also the corner protectors. Tim Holtz corner protectors. They are sewn. Some of them I did leave the frame out on the front. I like that look for some reason. It's just different. And also beautiful paper in there. Calendars, all kinds of yummy papers in there. Eric Carle, music paper, storybooks. This is from a catalog, stamp catalog that came in the mail. I actually coffee dyed this vellum paper. Nice. Just all different kinds of paper, storybooks, poems, children's poems. This one is actually mine for January, most likely February. Has a lot of papers in it. But I'm going to have fun with this one also. I guess winter gets a little dreary, so I wanted something to perk me up. Make me feel happy when I open it. So there they are. And you can make as many as you want, any size that you want. Gift them to just about anybody. Thank you for joining me. And just wanted to say Merry Christmas. Enjoy making one for yourself. Be safe, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.